instead. That's nice to see. So even though we haven't seen North Georgia really be able to march forward with a lot of convincing attacks, at least the back line up until now has been secure. Can't get the read on the bounce, and that's finally our first goal. 10 seconds to go for Kennesaw trying to close this one out.
Yeah, still with the pressure here from Kennesaw. Now only our second demo. This one from downtown, and that's going to be an own goal here at 3 seconds. We spoke a little too soon here, Danger Talk. Slavic, left side, little tap, not really taking away possession. Now definitely does. This player going up, the double tap. Hugh Dog and North Georgia come from behind victory with the Puma symbol on the side. As
we've seen many time with new rosters in the beginning of the semester, this might be the first time these players are really playing together at all. So this is really setting the tone for how you guys all click together. Kwong trying to bury one here on the near post, and he does just that. Better. Might be able to pad those stats. Kwong throwing it right back in. That should be open, but it's just wide instead.
Almost gets the nose down onto it. A couple members fighting, twisting, and now an open net the other way going for North Georgia. Nobody's almost hitting payload. Now is Joel. A little soft hit right there. Kind of just puts it in the breadbasket of a couple North Georgia players. That's really, really bad as this one comes all the way down from the other side.
Being able to con the defense out of a clear that gets you the ultimate goal, as we will be able to enter.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. It's your host with the most acoustics, and I am joined here with the captain, Atsoka himself. Ooh, and that's some nice glasses you got on there, bro.
Well, thank you very much. I do like the very little amount of drip I managed to pull off. It's not much, but you know it's enough for me.
Okay. And we are back with another exciting installment of ECAC Super Smash Brothers Ultimate here on the East Coast. And of course, you know what we got. We got the legendary Fisher Northeast team going against Mountain Cats this week. How you feeling about this?
Well, to be completely honest, Fisher is just really good at every esport they get their hands on. Like, I have yet to see a Fisher team and be like, you know what, man, that team's just not good. Yeah, I've never have seen that yet. So Fisher esports, again, I feel like they're going to come out pretty strong, as they are with most esports. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on Fisher to do well today.
Yeah, I mean, I literally just yesterday over in the East Finals, Fisher actually managed to make it out of the regional qualifiers. I think they didn't even drop a set the entire time through. So it's Fisher, man. They're like the 93 Bulls of this, to be honest. They're so good. And especially a lot of their Smash players coming from the Northeast region. Not only do they double as college players, but they're also players that go to the actual locals and tournaments in those areas. So they're well practiced and some of the best. And so I gotta ask, what are they gonna bring for us tonight? For sure, Price is going to be on the first part, and then player 2, of course, is going to be the Mountain Cat Elementary.
I don't know how Mountain Cat Esports would feel being referred to as player 2. You never want to be the player 2. Hey,
Listen,
but you know
bro.
what? I kind of agree though. If there was like a player one role, I feel like Fisher Esports would have it. But as we get ready to go into this matchup, I'm really actually interested to see what we're going to be looking at in terms of like composition for these crew battles. Just because the thing I love about Smash the most is that the meta is always changing, and there's not necessarily even a meta. It's just whatever character that you happen to be best with. For example, C Stick Down, a phenomenal high school Smash player, and they main Wario, and they even put pros to the limit. So again, I just love seeing the different characters that a lot of these players go with. But with that being said, I'm expecting to see some definitely like heavy brawler type characters. I want to see a Kazuya, and I want to see a Ken. Actually, I changed that. Kazuya is cool. I like Kazuya, but I think I'd rather see Ken tonight.
Oh man, those are coming from fighting games as my background. I love to see those characters, but sadly, I don't think we're gonna get to see them tonight. I don't think anyone on Fisher does play those characters. And
Sad
funny
face.
enough, I'm gonna let you know something about New York, or at least the Northeast in general. We all play lane characters, bro. I'm sorry. We all play zoners, projectile characters. You might see a Pac-Man. Um, it,
Hey, I
it,
do like me some Pac-Man.
you some Pac-Man? Hey,
I like
listen.
me some Pac-Man, but I'll be honest, when it comes to the zoners, I do have a little bit of a bias to Duck Hunt, just because like I love Duck Hunt, number one. First of all, I mean the duck is so cute. Second, it's the only time in Duck Hunt history where I think the dog and the duck are actually working together. That's a perfect story of unity right there. I can't help but love Duck Hunt.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Dunk Hunt is a really good guy. We have like a pretty strong representative for Dunk Hunt in New York called Fawn. They're really good with the character. Absolutely amazing. Like probably one of the best in the world. To be honest with that character. But in terms of like meta, there's not a strict meta for Smash Bros. Especially because if you do pick obscure characters or what we call them like mid tiers, low tiers, you could just potentially rob someone due to lack of matchup knowledge. There's over like 100 something characters in the game. Oh, not 100 something, like 70, 76, 70, something in the
Let's
70s. I
keep it
think.
a buck 50. We're gonna hit 100 eventually. It's gonna
One
happen.
day, when they get Sakurai out of retirement, and he has to drag up the black box, it has to make another Smash game. I think they will hit 100. But I think right now there's 100%. There's 60 plus characters in the game. So to know the matchup between your character and every other character, unless like you've been putting in a major amount of time, is highly likely that you do not know the aspect of every matchup, which makes crew battles very important, or very interesting, because suddenly you'll have someone on the team who will specialize in only one character that other people are not ready to go against.
Goblin
And
Roy,
then
prime example.
you see, you got Kwame and Roy, and then you have characters like we talked about, like Wario. Wario is a decent character, but then you don't see a lot of people playing him outside of like maybe Gluttony, who's another famous European player. And we have like people who will pocket him, but not hardcore names of the character. And then of course you have people who are playing Season Pass 2. Some of my favorite Pyra and Mithra coming out of here. Love those characters. Love me some anime. Um,
You mean just Mithra? Yeah, Pyramid. It's just Mithra. You know what? And when we're talking about like kind of like low mid tier characters, kind of like Wario or maybe even like Duck Hunt, I like to refer to them as kind of like niche characters, just because I feel like you gotta have that certain talent to use those characters. They just mesh well with a certain player's play style. So I think they're a little bit more niche, and I think that makes them really unique. And also I think it makes them hard to counter as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you don't know how to play around the waff mechanic with Wario, you're definitely not going to be able to do well with him. Duck Hunt is a character who's fun enough. They remind me often of Pac-Man, but without the A tier ability of like aerials. Like
Hmm.
Pac-Man still has great buttons and normals outside of when he stops zoning, which makes him so good. But Duck Hunt doesn't have like the leisure of doing that as much as Pac-Man. But then the zoning is literally just as strong. Setups with the banditos, as I like to call them, and of course, frisbee, my favorite move in the game. What's second for you? Second for you.
You know what era I
Um,
really miss? I miss the era of Game and Watch. That was such a
oh,
fun
oh
era
my
in Smash.
god, that was the I blame Meister for like the week after people like watched Meister pop off with that character. There were like 3 new Game and Watches at the local, and I'm like, yo, you don't know how to play this character, bro. What are you just trying to upbeat me out of shield? Please stop it. It's upbeat down there, and I'm like, okay. Good stuff, man. You're good at this. You're good at this. But yeah, sometimes players just get influenced by the other people that you'll see around them, and hopefully, maybe something we see tonight will influence people to pick something new, pick something up. There's no Steve allowed though. I want y'all to know. No
Oh
Steve.
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we have come to an agreement on that. And you know what? I don't. And you know, I'm not like really a big stickler for Steve bans because you know I've been around. You know, some tournament organizers. TOs, you know, some of them ban it, others don't. Whatever. I've seen not Steve mains, but I've seen Steve players, you know, get dealt with from time and time again. But at the same time, I'm not going to argue with the ban either. You know, go ahead, ban Steve. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
Exactly. Listen, bro. All I say is sometimes you just got to get the McDonald's job application out for the Steve players, and when they enter the tournament, you just pass that to them with it. You know, be like, damn, that's crazy. Sometimes you just gotta hold that. But I respect it. I come from the era of fighting games where you do not ban the character, and people will just lose, and that is rough sometimes, especially for like older fighting games where they never really balance out everything anymore. But man, speaking of balance, we're about to see what's the balance between these teams very soon, bro.
I cannot wait.
How much you willing to bet on Fisher?
The characters. Again, you know, and not only that, but you know, also you got to keep in mind, you know, the different type of maps as well, because again, if we're like, say if we're talking like you said we're not going to see any brawlers or maybe not even too many big heavies, but you know, again, if we did, I would like to see them go on Final Destination. You know, again, keep it straight, like straight to the fight, go bare fist, bare knuckles there on Final Destination, and then you know maybe we won't see as many zoners because bringing a zoner to Final Destination, you know, that's a challenge.
I mean, there's actually a couple of maps you can bring them now that are allowed that I think are very good with dealing with characters that are like heavy zoning. I think the newest addition, like Small Battlefield, which is like recently added into a lot of the map rotations here in the Northeast. Absolutely amazing stage. If you're bringing characters that want to run away, Small Battlefield is like my favorite place to go. I don't like Final Destination as a big body. Simply due to the fact that I can't mix up my recovery, but we are ready to go. And what did I say? Kiwi with the Pac-Man. I already knew it. Oh my goodness. I told you, bro. It's time. All right, and we are actually going to PS2. PS2 is another classic of the Northeast. And we already see my man Kiwi is controlling the neutral. But Mountain Cat Dipstree pulling out the Falco. Not a bad character. He's another one of those characters you talked about that are pretty niche, but in a different way. He definitely has a way higher jump than Fox, more of a floaty, but he still has all the spacey mechanics that you kind of want. Good reflector, good normals. And right now, let's get to this match.
You know what? I do think that I do think this pick is actually really, really interesting with Falcon here, or Falco, just because, you know, when it comes to Star Fox characters, I've been seeing a really high increase in Wolf picks. Wolf has been a pretty niche pick as well, and you know what? They're gaining a little bit of popularity, and I'm kind of here for it. You know, I really do like Wolf as a character, but you know what? Maybe Falco can be that niche pick as well, like you said, and already we're seeing a pretty even matchup between, you know, this Falco and a Pac-Man.
Yeah, absolutely. But here it is. Kiwi in the edge guard scenario. Tries to go low, reading the fast fall recovery, but not going to work off. And yeah, you're trying to give a Pac-Man. It's not going to work. He has too many different ways to recover. And the 2-frame forward smash is going to be able to get the kill right here. Kiwi taking that first stop. But Dipstree not far behind. He's going to need a hard read, though. He's not going to be able to combo confirm into anything at these high percents. And the up smash will take it.
Yep, the up smash comes through with that revenge stock. Now a nice up tilt into the up air. Now trying to take them out towards the side. Not able to juggle them into the blast zone as Pac-Man once again finds themselves right into an up tilt and is forced to recover. Gets back on stage and the up throw lands. And that is a good amount of damage just coming off of one edge guard.
Absolutely. Dipstree saying, listen, we mountain cats, brother. This is not the household cat. This is a wild cat. Okay, here we are in the edge situation again. Tries to read the rolling, not able to punish it though. Kiwi going to be able to get out of the situation. He's at high percent. Oh, and a couple of fruit can hurt a bird.
Well, yeah, but at least it's not a bell. You know, you can take some fruit all the live long day, but as soon as the bell comes out, then you're in trouble. As a matter of fact, it looked as though they were nearly about to roll on the bell, but no, Falco, again, able to avoid the danger until they get hit with a lemon.
Oh, I like that. Trying to force him to do option out of shield to bait it. And good reflector again. This is actually not a bad matchup out here for Falco. He has decent out of shield options. Up tilt out of shield, nair out of shield, and even out smash out of shield depending on which move that Kiwi does. And reflector able to deal with both fountain and fruit. And we have the key on deck. And the reflector is going to get him killed for it though. You gotta watch out for the third, brother.
Yeah, well, there you go. Nothing like a good old-fashioned revenge smash in order to get a stock up and over your opponent here. But I gotta ask you, what do you think you'd be more afraid of, the fire hydrant or the bell?
I'm definitely more afraid of fire hydrant. It lingers so much, and it's the fact that like most characters have to commit at least 2 hits to destroy fire hydrant or to actually manipulate it. So the fact is, like, if I waste 2 normals and then like the Pac-Man reacts, I could just die.
Agreed.
Right now, yeah, but right now Kiwi trying to fight back at 91%. It's crazy because this is probably one of the few situations you've ever seen Fisher be at like such a disadvantage on the very first stop. Oh my goodness. And what I tell you, fire hydrant can betray you. Kiwi at 123 already. Have to be careful. One good read from Dipstreet could end up taking that stop.
You know what? It's funny whenever you see that happen. Whenever you see one of those players that has that utility, like like the fire hydrant. Oh, and it gets used against them. But this time, it's going to be the drop kick off stage that puts Falco right into the dirt, giving the first round win to Fisher, and they come out strong with Pac-Man.
Absolutely, but this is probably the first time they've been at such a big disadvantage. Like at the very start of a squad match like this, Kiwi losing 2 of their stocks, they're only going to have 1 going up next. Diptree was putting in great work right there, and to be honest, the Falco pick into Pac-Man was paying off dividends. Right, using Reflector to deal with Bell, Key, Hydrant, it's absolutely amazing and allows you to shut down a majority of Pac-Man's options in neutral. And this year was showing that off pretty well. But Kiwi able to close it out with that last edgeguard situation. The back air managing to catch him off the side of PS2, and he was not able to tech in time. And sadly, the Mount Cats will be going on to their next player. But you have any predictions on who the Mountain Cats might pull out next?
Honestly, I really do not. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's like a toss-up at this point, but what we have already seen in the first round, and it was a pretty close matchup. Even though the win did end up going to Fisher, it was still relatively close. So I expect the same thing coming out from round 2. Now, where it goes either way, I have no idea. I'm just expecting another close matchup. And from the pick that I've already seen, going with the Falco, now that they have kind of exhausted that, I expect them to pick maybe something a little bit more different. Maybe this time is where they pick up the zoner instead of trying to go with a brawler.
Okay, interesting. I mean, on Key, so this Fisher Northeast has a very deep roster. They have Kiwi, they have Mr. E, and I think they also have Till they have like the Monstar of rosters when it comes to like Smash. So the fact that they Kiwi is still the first pick, it's interesting what we could end up seeing after Kiwi is finished. But then the thing is, you still have 1 stock to take from Kiwi, and Kiwi could definitely hold off on 1 stock very hard. So you have to wonder what Mountain Cats might do or who they might send up against them. And then you also wonder, well, who else does Fisher have on the bench, a roster for tonight? They have Tony Pajamas as well, one of the Ness players, if you're interested in Ness. Tilde, I know Sonics isn't around right now, sadly, but they still have like a very deep roster, very, very incredibly deep roster to pull out. So you wonder what Mountain Cats will have to do. Do you try to counterpick the Pac-Man again? Because Falco, in my opinion, Falco is a Pac-Man counterpick. You have options for everything that he does. A very safe reflector, right? Because your reflector travels out. You don't have to harsh commit to anything, and the physical hitbox can also touch Pac-Man. So it's not an unsafe move to throw out at all in neutral or even as a read. So you wonder, do you try to pick someone with similar mechanics to kind of counter Pac-Man, or does someone just go with their main so they feel safe going against Kiwi, and so that they don't have to worry about kind of getting counterpicked by Fisher's next pick, which is something that could also just get happen.
Yeah, 100% agree. And you know what? When it comes to esports, especially in Smash Brothers, I always say that the comfort pick over anything. You got to go with your best foot forward, and you got to go with the character that you know the best. A character you don't have to think about the input. It's just muscle memory, and they're bringing out the Captain Falcon, and I'm all here for it. I really hope that is the confirmed pick. Captain Falcon. I'm also a Captain Falcon main. Captain Falcon has been my favorite Smash character since the OG Smash Brothers 64. I love to see the legacy picks. And like you had mentioned, these brawler picks like Falco are a pretty good counter to Pac-Man. And I think that this Captain Falcon pick should be able to hold their own against this Kiwi Pac-Man as well.
Okay. I mean, for him, it's a little bit harder. He does have his side B Raptor boost is armored at the very beginning of it for the first couple of frames. So he can use it as a deterrent to Fire Hydrant. But he doesn't have good answers for like fruit and everything else. But TD pulling out the Falcon pick is very interesting. I mean, it's an aggressive pick. It's definitely a comfort pick. The question is, can he get that first stock off of Kiwi as fast as possible? In a lot of situations, especially off the ledge, Pac-Man has heavy advantage against Captain Falcon. You could easily find yourself in an edge guard situation that will not go in your favor, depending on how Kiwi plays it out. So we got to see. Right now, Kiwi just fighting for that stock advantage. Fisher's only up one. But any kill that he can get or any stock that he can take off of TD in this next match, it's just useful in general. So we're gonna see. I don't like Captain Falcon against Pac-Man. I don't like it. I play heavy characters. I play King K. Rool, Ganon, Bowser, the big boys. So I already don't like Pac-Man in general. But against Captain Falcon with a high movement speed, I think he has like the number 3 movement speed in the game. He might be able to just walk his way around Kiwi, and that's what we're going to find out right now.
You know what? I was actually getting ready to make that a point as well, is just because, a real good counter to zoners are those speedster type characters. Again, I think Little Mac would also do decent against someone like Pac-Man just because, they're able to avoid a lot of those fruits, the bells, the throwables, the utility. The only problem they would really have against is the Fire Hydrant. But that's the thing with the Fire Hydrant. It's a double-edged sword because you can also use it against Pac-Man. It's not always going to be against you. But with that being said, we're already underway. And we now are getting this match started. Again, 1 stock for Kiwi, 3 to TD.
Oh, yeah, and that's so good. He's using the fruit to cover up those wake-up options from TD. And this is why I said I really didn't like this matchup, right? So TD did bring him to Kalos as the counter pick stage, which isn't bad. It allows him to kind of mix up his recovery so he doesn't easily get gimped. But this is the situation I was talking about where Pac-Man can just play with the fruit at ledge and force TD into very bad situations. And there's the lingering hitbox of side B. Oh, this is death. Yep. Oh, not. Good DI, managing to stay alive despite being off the top. Oh, and the immediate apple going to take that first stock against TD. And right now, Kiwi is looking pretty good, I'll be honest. He already took a stock despite being the next pickup. And he's already put his team in a better lead. All right, there's the Nair, gonna keep him on stage. All right, up here. Oh, tries to go for the up smash, but gonna whiff it through the shield. All right, I like this. Just playing this safe. Oh no, not the combo all across the stage. Gonna put up 32%. Throwing out Gallagher into the Nair. It is not looking good for your man TD right here. He's already at 59%. Whiffs and up B. This is gonna be a full throw punish. Oh, that's so good.
A lot of damage. It's just a lot of damage being applied right now. Like it was looking good for TD at the start of this stock, but now not so much.
Oh, and there's the bell we were talking about. Picks it back up. Oh my goodness. Wait, luckily he committed to throw, so not gonna be able to get a confirm off that bell. But I'll be honest, that's so I don't think my man knows what to do against Pac-Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely really difficult, but it looks like that slide kick will get the job done. And TD is able to take Kiwi down with the cost of 1 stock, but you gotta give it up to Kiwi. I mean, they definitely put on for their squad. They managed to take down an entire player and then 1 stock off the next. So they got a total of 4 stocks to that 1 Pac-Man pick. So they definitely got bang for their buck there with Kiwi's at the starting position.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a clutch down tilt at the very end by TD. Definitely needed that to close out that set as soon as possible because the longer it was going on, the worse it was looking. But luckily, he managed to keep that second stock, which I think if TD had lost that second stock, I 100% was going to give this first game to Fisher. Being one stock up against two other players, and then you're down to just your anchor, it's not a good look, but this still way more doable. It's a 2 to 3 stock advantage going into the next round. So you have to wonder who Fisher is going to pull up next against Captain Falcon. I feel like Mr. E might be a good pick right here. He plays Lucina. He was their opener for the East Coast regional qualifiers Sunday, actually, yesterday, literally. And he did really well for his team. So I think he'd be a good pick here. Either that or even Tony Pajamas. Ness against Captain Falcon isn't bad either. You have very good ledge guarding options against him. You can charge down smash at the ledge to kind of two-frame his recovery, forcing him to recover high. And then once you start reading that, you can punish Captain Falcon on stage. So they have a lot of choices to go with over here. So you got to wonder what they're going to pull out.
Yeah, I also am a big fan of Ness as well. Again, that's another Legacy OG pick, straight from Nintendo 64 Smash. So again, I got a bias towards the 90s. I don't know what I can tell you. It's the same thing with Captain Falcon. They are my favorite character, so clearly I have a bias when they were going up against Pac-Man. Now, I'm not going to think that they were going to be able to take Kiwi, just in a full 3-stock versus 3-stock, but to get 1 stock, sure, I think they can manage. And you know what they did? It did cost them 1 stock in the end, but at least now they no longer have to worry about Kiwi's Pac-Man. Now, honestly, if I was on the side of the Mountain Cats, I would put that game behind me. It cost you 1 stock. Now you have to get at the next match. But with that benefit, it's going to go to Fisher because now they can try and counterpick this Captain Falcon. And quite honestly, I wouldn't be mad if they even tried to do another zoner. Pac-Man worked really well against that Captain Falcon, and Pac-Man's a really good zoner. So they can go zoner again if they want to. But at the same time, like you mentioned, it's the comfort picks above everything else. So if they did go with a Ness, I wouldn't be mad with that either. Or even... no, yeah, go ahead and go with Ness.
He's like, nah, I don't think so.
Lucas, maybe. We go Lucas. They're enough alike.
Funny enough, there was a Lucas player yesterday, Sunday, but they were on the opposite team. I forget the fella's name, but it was a great Lucas. I actually like seeing it. Z was really good at using the Z tether cancels in their air combos, which I always hype to see. I love the Z combos. I'm a combo fiend. But yeah, no. Honestly, I think, especially considered this is best of 3, so Kiwi would definitely be up to bat again. Riku, wait. Oh, for this one, Steve is allowed. Oh, is it?
You debated me. I thought Steve was banned. Now I feel played.
I lied.
Because you could honestly ask me, well, who would be a good counter to this? And it would always be Steve. Steve is the best counter for everything.
And it got Riku. I lied, Ahsoka. I lied. It was me all along.
The calls are coming from inside the house. Oh, no. Oh, well. Well, I got to tell you, this should make for a pretty interesting matchup. So, let's get this one underway. I'm pretty excited to see how this one plays out.
Oh, I can't wait. This is going to be finger-licking good. Oh, and we brought him to town and city. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. SD for me, lose that stock, and now you are going. Oh, look at the crowd. It's so good. All right, trying to walk up right there, but gotta be careful. Oh, yeah, a couple of forward tilts. Oh, you don't know how to get out of this? Oh, and we upgraded the abilities already. We have the iron utilities on deck. Oh, yeah, another combo. Oh, you don't know how to DI out of this. That's crazy. Oh, the down tilts are covered. Now, I'll be honest. I love Minecraft.
Oh man, I after this, after the introduction of Steve into Smash, I don't think I like Minecraft anymore.
Oh,
and just like that, as soon as it starts, it is already over. Riku able to take 2 stocks without dropping a single one. And that will be yet the second character now gone for the Mountain Cats. Did we get a timer? That felt like it was less than a minute.
It was 100% less than a minute. It was 100% less than a minute. Riku coming out swinging with the Minecraft. All right. All jokes aside, you got to know how to DI out of the forward tilt, right? You have to either SDI, you can air dodge in, but you don't want to get red. So you have to be careful. TD, I think it looked like he was just doing neutral DI every single time, or he was trying to DI out and just kept getting read by Riku. Really unfortunate there. But Riku putting on a clinic on how to play Minecraft, Steve. Clean up really good. Uh,
You know, we actually have confirmation from our wonderful producer, Cole Toon, that let us know that match was actually 48 seconds long. Two stocks gone in 48 seconds. The only thing that I saw that was more impressive was during the Battle for the Southland for Smash, and Jazo actually managed to three stock somebody in 56 seconds, my apologies. And they were utilizing Kazuya after getting the first stock, then they just dived off the ledge twice to finish the other two stocks. So yeah, other than that, this was the fastest round I think I've ever seen a Smash.
Yeah, this was definitely a very quick round right there from Riku. Putting on great work. And I like the town and city pick. Give himself enough space to build if he had needed to, but didn't need to. People don't realize even Steve's like weaker utensils where he only has like wooden sword, wooden pickaxe, is very good for his combo game. And Richie Rich Lab pulling out the Bowser against Steve. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't care about the counter pick. I just love Bowser. I
do
love
love
heavies. I'm not a heavy main. Okay, let me explain. I am a Captain Falcon main. I mostly like to play with the brawlers. If I'm not going brawlers, I go swordies. That's my thing. But I love watching heavy players play. I think they are the most entertaining to watch as a fan. Does that make sense? When I'm in the crowd, I'm in the stands, I love watching heavies play, and I absolutely love Bowser. And there was a moment in time in competitive Smash when Donkey Kong was making a return as a big heavy too, and I'm wondering if that trend is still alive this season. It definitely was last season, so if we're lucky, at some point throughout this season, we might see some more DK, but for now, I'm cool with Bowser.
Yeah, Bowser's not bad at all. We have a player in New Jersey called Leon who's like had great results with Bowser as well. Definitely, he's on when it comes to like the tier of the heavies. Bowser's definitely on like a little bit of the higher side. He has great out of shield options using up B, a 6-frame command grab with side B. Great edge guarding using down tilt as a frame kill, or even using the neutral B flamethrower to kind of cover certain characters' options. It's also a way to get very good damage. And also his passive, Tough Guy, which doesn't allow for multi-hitting like auto combos to work against him, is really good. The problem is Tough Guy does not help in this matchup against Pac-Man, not Pac-Man, against Steve's forward tilt, his up air, or even just his dash attack either. So it's going to be rough for Richie in this matchup. The minute he gets hit even once by Riku, he is going to be eating a lot of damage. So he's gonna have to play, I think, pretty passively. Definitely gonna have to like rely on key moments to get the punishes. Definitely, if Richie has the timing and has labbed it to kind of parry either forward air or back air, you could punish with side B out of shield, but only as long as you've gotten rid of the shield stun. So we're gonna see how much Richie Rich has really been in the lab. So.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's going to be difficult for Richie Rich Lab, which again, I don't want to be on their side, but I see them definitely as the underdog going into this one, and I kind of feel for the underdog. I feel like we all do. And one big problem for Richie Rich Lab is that they're going to go up into this matchup without a single stock off of Riku. Riku is still sitting at 3 full stocks, so that's going to be even more difficult. Not only that, but with a lot of Bowser gameplay, not all, but a lot, we see a lot of utilization of the down throw. Their grapples, they are extremely strong, and especially if they can do the down throw into the up B, nice combos. And then of course, I don't think they're gonna have a problem edge guarding, but I think getting in close to Steve is going to be a big problem for Bowser, trying to close that gap, because as soon as they do, they're gonna get punished. So again, there's a lot to be cautious of going into this matchup, considering that not only are they going to have to close the gap, but Steve a little bit speedier than Bowser. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bowser's run speed is actually pretty decent, but in terms of air speed, Steve does have him beat out. I think the biggest problem will definitely be, like you talked about, if Richie does commit to anything, he will get hard punished. He does have drift back forward here as a good option too. Forward tilt, down tilt are relatively safe options as long as they aren't red. Um, the problem though is, yeah, Steve can always disengage just by building off a wall. And then even when you do get close to Steve, the minute your offense runs out, up tilt out of shield for Steve will immediately lead to a combo on Bowser. And because of Bowser's weight, the combos work until very high percents. Um, so you got to worry about getting hit confirmed at even like 80, 90 by Steve. And like up tilt into up air into up air into up air into block place up smash is one of like the most common combos you'll actually see, and that works really really well. So we're gonna see what Richie Rich Lab does. The real question though is also what stage is he gonna take Steve to? I think either Hollow Bastion or Small Battlefield would probably be my two favorites to kind of bring him to.
Yeah, I mean, also, again, just for the sake of comfort picks, might want to, not saying that it's going to give you an advantage, but, again, PS2, that's where you're going to get the fairest fight. It's where you could go to where, you're really not going to be at a big disadvantage. But, I also agree with what you were saying, try and pick something a little bit smaller so that way they don't have as much room to work with. And preferably something with fewer platforms. Steve on platforms, again, can do a lot. And with that being said, it's again just really difficult with that Bowser pick, because when I see Steve, I want to see characters that are really good off stage, because Steve is good at so many things. But the one small shortcoming, not even a shortcoming really, but I feel like Steve is most vulnerable off stage. So again, it's just going to be hard doing that with a Bowser, because you do want to get Steve off the edge, because then Bowser has a pretty good edge guard. They're good with the flamethrower, and they're also good with their down smash as well. Really good at the edge guard, because if they can land it, it's going to do a lot of damage and it's going to be hard to recover from. But again, it's just getting Steve off stage. That's the hard part.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of setups that Bowser does have at the ledge that are pretty good. Especially down tilt is a great option to two frame people. And then even if you do with down tilt, it does frame kill into side B depending on if they do wake up shield. So you can actually like still catch people off guard with it as well. As a Bowser player myself, like I played the guy competitively for a bit. He has decent options. And then of course, forward air is going to be the name of the game today. It outspaces a lot of Steve's aerials. So depending on how Richie plays, he can potentially just punish that incoming aerials from Riku. But we're about to see what they are going to go for. I think the players are ready. All right, and funny enough, so I think Richie is going to be taking Riku to Yoshi's. Yoshi is interesting because of the way the ledge is situated. It is kind of easier to edge guard on that stage, so it could work out a lot in Richie's favor as long as he's able to keep up his offense. But then again, you are going against Minecraft Steve, so the minute you are off stage, this could be very, very bad for you. Oh, he picked my color Bowser. That's the Dio Brando Bowser right there. Okay.
Well, here we go. Let's get ready to get this next round of Smash underway. And you can already see Minecraft Steve going to be playing to those platforms there. And that's the real thing about Yoshi, is that it is relatively small when we're talking about stage. But there's so many platforms that Steve can take advantage of, and already they use it to avoid the flamethrower.
My goodness. And these are the combos that we're talking to you about. And we upgraded. And the down there going to catch him off at the ledge. Like I said, man, this is not a good matchup for Bowser. That tough guy does not work at all against any of these. Oh, accidental foot still going. Oh, my goodness. The magnetic hand barely able to grab the ledge. Okay, good stuff. Gets the side B off. Richie Rich trying to turn this around. Oh, nice little forward tilt. And the down tilt working wonders. And like I said, Yoshi's bad for recovery. Whoops, down smash. All right, finally, Richie Rich Lab finally back on the stage. But there's the mine cart and the down tilt again. I don't think you wanted to bring him to Yoshi's, brother. Air dodges out immediately. Does not want to hold that combo. I'm not blaming you. And the up B is going to work. Oh, and the down smash. Two framing the recovery again. I'll be honest with you. That's so good. It's looking over for this man.
I'm actually in physical pain watching this. It's pretty painful to watch. Look, it's so hurtful that even the stream is broken. Steve just broke ECAC It just broke the stream. That's how insane Steve is. And also, I just got to reiterate how heavy Bowser is. Like, compared to the amount of damage. I don't even know if it's necessarily all the damage. I think it's just the amount of power in their knockback that is just so insane. Because we have to reiterate, Bowser is a heavy. You're not supposed to be able to bully them like that. That is absolutely insane. They're smacking them off the ledge and then smacking them into the blast zone. So now I'm trying to wonder, is it just the knockback potential that comes with Steve? Or is it the map and because it's so small?
I mean, it's the thing is, so the way Heavy's working this game is like, well, yeah, he has a lot of knockback power himself. It's the fact that because of his weight and the way that he does fall gravity-wise in the game, he's just major combo food. Especially for a character like Steve, who has like aerials that are easily able to recover back into themselves over and over. It allows for long combo strings that you just saw. And in case you were wondering, yes, Riku did manage to take that last stock right after we left. So that is the game one or round one going to Fisher. And now that you kind of know what their lineup looks like for this night, I'm gonna be honest, it's looking like a Fisher game to me. Now the question is though, it seems like Mount Cat University not really able to deal with Minecraft Steve. I think potentially it might just be a lack of practice against him. Which will come back to hurt them, especially if you put Riku first. If I'm going to be real, I'm putting Riku first in the second time around just to see how much he can clean up. Because that was 2-3 stocks. That was 2-3 stocks by Riku, and they were relatively quick. And if I'm going to be honest, if I'm the coach, I'm abusing it. I got LeBron. Put him in. put LeBron in.
Yeah, honestly, I'm wondering if we're even going to see the third player, or the third character rather, come in from the side of Fisher because, they were sitting on the sidelines on that one. They were taking it easy. They put their feet up. They were able to call in sick that day. They had no problem whatsoever. And I'm wondering, do we start out with that player so that way they can have some playing time, or are we just going to send Riku in with Minecraft Steve and, go home early today, call it a day? So that just remains to be seen as we get ready to head into now what is game 2, and they're going to be starting off with Kiwi still in the Pac-Man, and Richie Rich Lab is going to be kicking things off with their Bowser.
Okay, all right, absolutely. I respect it. Sending in Richie Rich at first, I don't like it. I still think you send in the B Street first. I think Falco has a better time against a lot of the matchups that we've seen from Fisher, which we've only seen 2, which is Pac-Man and Minecraft Steve. And I still think Falco is a better option against either one of those characters than Bowser. But we're about to see right now, Richie Rich Lab taking it to PS2. I like it. Okay, putting a lot of damage.
Yeah, like I was saying, PS2, again, is one of those, not necessarily like a safety pick, but it's fair. I feel like it's fair to both parties here. It's both fair to the Pac-Man and the Bowser. And, I think this is a good default map pick. There's really no big disadvantage for Bowser here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is not a bad map at all for him. But, yeah. Oh, nice. Managed to get the side B right there in the edge guard situation. Going to recover very high, but you got to be careful. Hydra is always an option to do on landing. The Kiwi is abusing that right now. Nice. I like that. Not staying quite in range of Richie Rich Lab. That forward smash. Not going to be able to take the kill, but going to put him on the edge. Oh, this is death. Nice punish.
And that is already the first stock going the way of Fishers. Now they go up 3-2, and Kiwi kind of starting off the same way they did in game number 1, starting out strong. And you know what? This does make sense considering that Pac-Man is a bit of a zoner. And now, finally, Richie Rich Lab able to get their revenge stock, and we're back tied at 2 stocks apiece.
Yes, indeed. And I like the good use of up smash right there. There is armor on the top of the shell during that up smash. So if they're landing right into Hydrant on there, you can't punish them because you'll extend your hitbox during the up smash and actually be able to catch both the Hydrant and the player. So very good stuff right there for Richie Rich Lab. Tries to go for that up smash again, but a little bit too greedy right there, brother.
You do not want to give away anything for free, especially against Kiwi. Any opportunity that you give them, they'll turn that inch into a mile, and they will make the most of it. So again, you have got to play a little bit cautiously, and we have actually seen that from Richie Rich Labs for the most part. They have been pretty well or pretty good in picking and choosing when they want to go for the full-fledged attack. But right now, they have just been on the receiving end of so much damage. It's only a matter of time before Pac-Man is going to be able to take this second stock.
And I like what Kiwi's been doing. He's been mixing up his shield pressure, not hard committing to anything, kind of forcing Richie Rich Lab to guess what he's going to do out of shield and managing to get that kill. Shout outs to the Hydra for putting the fire out yet again. Nice. Oh, that down air is going to whiff due to the platform, though. Oh, nice forward air. Good strings. Oh, and Richie Rich Lab, he just seems to keep like kind of committing to these hard options. Like down air is a great option because there is a win box at the end of it. But if they do stand close to you and block it, what a two frame! The lingering forward smash, two framing. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling Bowser in this matchup against Pac-Man, to be honest. And Kiwi's going to be able to take it. And this time, instead of losing 2 stocks, only losing 1 stock against Richie Rich Lab. Oh, yeah. This is rough. This is rough.
I kind of also expected that with Bowser just because, again, I do like the big heavies. I like Bowser. But Pac-Man, again, just so good at keeping the distance between themselves and Bowser, keeping them at bay with all the utility, all the throwables, and, of course, the fire hydrant. I mean, I feel like nearly every single one of those stocks came off of a fire hydrant a limb. At least that's what it appeared to be from first glance. If we go back and look at the replays, I'm sure we can find at least one stock where it wasn't the fire hydrant. But
it was Bell for stock 2, and I think Bell for stock 1, and then hydrant for the other 2 stocks. Well, actually,
okay, so
hydrant, it was Bell for a stock, hydrant second stock, and then the 2 frame with forward smash.
The Red Ghost. Yes. Okay, so even still, you had the Bell in play, which we had already mentioned earlier. We talked a lot about the Bell, even in comparison to the Fire Hydrant. Although, again, that was a fantastic edge guard there, using that 2 frame with the Red Ghost. Still a fantastic play. And you know what? Again, it's just the fact that they were able to keep Bowser at such a distance. Bowser couldn't get in to do a lot of damage. And it really doesn't take that, like an extreme amount of damage to knock back Pac-Man or get them off stage or to even put them into the blast zone. But at the same time, it's just Kiwi is just so good on the Pac-Man that they just didn't allow Richie Rich to really get any combos off at all. It was usually just one of the side Bs and then maybe, a smash or even an up smash here and there, but nothing was comboed. Nothing was stringed together. It was just small isolated attacks.
Yeah, and against a character like Pac-Man, Bowser doesn't really have many combos he can do once you get out of like the 50%. You have your best combo like to start with is like up throw into up air or forward air depending on how they DI. But outside of that, like now you have to rely on getting like a decent read to get a kill in that situation. And it looks like Mountain Cat is going to be pulling out the Peace Tree for the second game. The Peace Tree, I think, was able to take 2 stocks off of Kiwi the first time around, but wasn't able to finish everything out. So now we're in this situation where Kiwi is finally at 2 stocks. And if the Peace Tree could play as good as they were playing last time, they should be able to get the win here, especially because this is a good matchup into Pac-Man with the Reflector. But now Kiwi does have control of which stage they go on to this time. So you got to wonder where he's going to bring them and how well the Peace Tree will be able to get that win. Or if Kiwi has adjusted from that first time they played. Who knows? He might even be even better.
I was thinking the same for Depistry too. They already were able to warm up. They got used to, Kiwi's Pac-Man, so even they could come back a little bit stronger. But with that being said, Kiwi has played more matches in total than Depistry, so that could be an advantage in and of itself. Having that more player time, being a little bit more warmed up, and you know what? They have already proven themselves against 2 different types, now even 3 different characters. So again, Kiwi definitely going to be another big challenge here as we get this one well and underway.
Yeah, absolutely. So interestingly enough, the Peace Tree going to take Kiwi over to Yoshi's Story again. Probably hoping to get something off using those awkward platforms and the unique ledge at this stage. Oh, nice, good reflector right there again. And okay, so I already tell Kiwi have made a big adjustment to their game plan. hardly relying on projectiles to actually get stuff going and using Pac-Man's good neutral air, his forward air to kind of approach the Petrie and force him to respect his game plan. I like that. Not even going to hit Hydrant again, knowing that that the Petrie can react and use Reflector to kind of send Hydrant back at him. So now, by limiting himself, he's kind of also limiting what the Petrie can do. But oh my goodness, what a trade! And I think it was I don't know if the stage managing to get the kill. Wait, hold on. Will the Petrie be able to finish off Kiwi without losing a single stock? Up, tries to go for double Reflector on the Hydrant. Not going to work. Oh, they both went for grab and attacks. Nice. Okay, and it looks like Kiwi is just kind of stuck about what to do against the Petrie, especially without being able to kind of like flowchart his offense through the projectiles. He really seems to be stuck. Oh, there's a down air into the back air. Right. Right now, Kiwi not looking too good. Already at 64%. Manages to get the throw into the back throw. Oh my goodness, that could have been amazing reflect right there. All right, Bell on deck. Nice back air off the bell confirmed. Able to finally take that first stock off of the Petrie. And Kiwi, going for the Gallagher combo. All right, and again, Kiwi stringing these up together. The Hydrant tumbling in place forever. Good stuff. Oh my goodness. That could have been dangerous right there. I like that. Kiwi saying, I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm not going to throw a Hydrant at you. I'm not going to allow you to reflect it back. And the up smash managing to take that second stock. And oh no, the Petrie was parting off so well. But now everything's going to hell. Oh, manages to get it with a Hydrant from the top platform. Already at 30%, 51%. All right, no two frame right there. Oh, nice. Nair out of shield into the forward smash, reading the jump. Oh, the Hydrant forcing a very bad situation. Oh, tries to read the side B with forward smash. And right now, the Petrie is folding at the seams. You are one hit away from death. And Kiwi will be able to take out two players instead of just one. All right, back here to say, get off of me. Throws the fruit. Does not reflect it this time. We have Bell. Almost manages to reflect Bell, but very much able to save themselves. And we're stuck right now. Nice double air into the back air. We're playing it safe. Trying to finish it out, but the Petrie stuck in disadvantage again. Oh, we have the key now. And the up smash managing to take the last stock. Kiwi barely managing to lose that right there. The Petrie holding on to their one stock, but you got to say this is very, very, very bad for Mountain Cat Esports. They have already lost two stocks on their second player, and they finally got rid of the first player of Fisher, and we know who number two on Fisher could possibly be coming out right now.
Yeah, it's got to be the Captain Falcon. I mean, and not only that, but Kiwi literally just outperformed themselves. In the first round, they managed to take out one player, full three stocks, and then followed it up with a single stock off of the second. This time, they were able to take a complete three stock and then two more. So in the first round, they got 4 total stocks. This time, they got 5. So Kiwi literally did themselves one step better than their previous bout in game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, he managed to adjust his game plan after playing against the Petrie the first time around, not relying on projectiles as much for the first part of that match. And then once they finally felt comfortable that they kind of had an understanding of the timing of when the Petrie wanted to throw out Reflector, they started using the projectiles again, and the Petrie was not ready for it at all. And it almost turned that entire match around. And that up smash at the very end, honestly, that could have been very bad if Kiwi had just been ready to shield or even just read the option. So you got to ask yourself how the Petrie is feeling mentally, knowing that, hey, I cost myself 2 stocks because I messed up. And now I might be going against a Minecraft Steve next. And I only have 1 stock left. I don't know. No. Oh!
Best of luck to you, but no, it's going to be Mr. E that's going to be coming out. And again, now we know who is there lurking in that 3 spot. That's going to be Riku.
My man, listen, it's so crazy to think about this because Mr. E, fantastic Lucina player. He was on a tear yesterday during the regional qualifiers and the regional finals. And honestly, the fact that he's probably like, listen, Riku, you did a lot of work. I want to play this time around. And he's here with 3 stocks. And I definitely believe he can definitely take this last stock off of the Peachtree. So even if afterwards, even if the Peachtree manages to do great work, or if they somehow manage to 3-stock Mr. E, which would be honestly amazing work, you got to go against Riku next, right? And it just is rough. It's rough for Mountain Cat Esports. But you know what, the Peachtree, don't give up hope. You're a star fighter, and now you got to go against Mr. E. And Mr. E does get the counter pick on the stage this time around, so you got to wonder where he's going to bring them to. And it looks like, oh, no. You like this stage. You talked about this.
I'm going to say, are we going Final Destination? Because that's the stage I like, but are we also going to go to PS2? You know, are you going to keep it simple?
It's one of the options right now is FD. They are talking about what stage they are going to take it to. I don't think they were going to take it to FD. I think potentially against a Falco as a Lucina. I would like small battlefields. I like small battlefields. I guess Falco is a bit fast. You can make the argument for Smashville. It does allow Lucina to kind of mix up their recovery, but then you also give the Peachtree the chance to mix up their recovery as well. I think even if I'm limiting myself, if I can limit my opponent, I do like that option. So I do think small battlefield or FD, in my opinion, would be the best choices. But we are going to see where we are going to go. Oh hold on. I may have been wrong. We might be actually just going into the old classic, the good old burger and fries of stage selections. I think we're going to PS2.
Well, and then there you go. No big. Again, it's literally, in my opinion, like the default map of competitive Smash right now, at least bare minimum. Because more often than not, when we're talking to competitive Smash, we're watching competitions. A lot of it is happening at PS2. So, without further ado, let's get this next matchup underway. And you got to keep in mind, poor Falco, DePeastry, only has 1 stock. But with that being said, you had mentioned that, Falco is, pretty speedy. They're very fast. But in all due respect, Lucina, pretty speedy for a Swordster too.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. There's a side B. Ends it with up B, using the iframes right there to avoid a punish from the Peachtree. Very good stuff from Mr. E. And yeah, up tilt into up air. So the thing is about Lucina, very floaty character, but the wall that she allows with her normals is just so good. To be honest, it's going to be very hard for for the Peachtree to get something going, especially against Mr. E, who's probably played this matchup so many times. Tried to charge up that forward smash to get a cheeky kill, but not going to work right there. But the Peachtree is already at 114. Oh, gets the up tilt. I like that. Going to bait out the aerial and then go for the grab again. Trying to just rack up any damage. You want to hope to at least take a stop. At least 1 stop. Kind of want to take 2 to put your last teammate in a better situation. But Mr. E is like, listen, I'm willing to play the slow. I don't have to rush. You're down to 1 stock. You're fighting against the timer. You're already at 149. Oh, tries to get the 2 frame right there with the down air. But the back air is going to be able to take the hill. The Peachtree is already down.
Yep, and there's only 1 character remaining too, and that's going to be the Captain Falcon, if they choose to stick with that character, which I'm pretty sure that they will. So, to wrap things up here, we're going to have a 3-stock Mr. E on Lucina going up against a 3-stock Captain Falcon. I see you waving your finger a little bit. What are you thinking over there?
Oh, no! Kazuya Mishima.
All right, so you knew TD had this in the back pocket.
Yes.
Oh my word.
I was like, you talked about liking him earlier. I was like, I'm going to leave it as a surprise for you because I do know TD does have a Kazuya. So I was wondering why he did pull out that Falcon too, the Captain Falcon, to be honest. But Kazuya Mishima has entered the stage, and we're going to see if my man TD got the combos for real, for real. I love Kazuya. I'm a big fan of Tekken as well. And they translated him really, really well into this game. Especially even the obnoxiously large moveset as well. So we're going to see if TD can pull it off against Mr. E. He definitely does have some experience against Kazuya himself, being a tournament player, but experience doesn't always decide who wins right here. Sometimes things happen, and if anyone can make something happen, it is Kazuya Mishima.
Well, I honestly couldn't ask for this matchup to end in a better way. Being able to get to see the Kazuya pick, like this is gonna be nutty, especially considering the type of play style and the amount of pace that we really see with a lot of Kazuya mains. But with that being said, it's going to be still an interesting matchup because Lucina, being a very speedy, swordy character, I think is also pretty unique just because of how fast they actually are. We even saw they were keeping up toe to toe with Falco there in terms of speed. They really didn't lose pace at all. But with the Kazuya, I think the thing that they're really going to have to do is really take control of the pace. Instead of allowing Lucina to kind of control the pace, you're going to have to take that into your own hands, and you are going to have to really slow them down and bring them close in order to deal out massive amount of damage. Because again, Lucina, they're speedy, but they're really not heavy. It doesn't take too much for Kazuya in order to get a decent amount of kickback in order to get stocks off of this pick. So again, they're really going to have to play careful and really pick and choose when they attack.
Oh yeah, Kazi is what I like to call a ski mask character because you can definitely get robbed at any moment when he is on the field. He has actual combo starters, which kind of like differentiates him from a lot of the cast. Where like if you get hit by certain Kazuya moves, you will just end up going in a combo and dying. So we got to see what TD's able to bring. Going to PS2 again. Oh yeah, nice use of the wave dash, but not gonna be able to get past that wall of Lucina. Oh, there's a grab, and this is where it starts. Oh my goodness. Like I said, my man has a real combo. What an up B right there to get the stage spike. An aggressive play by Mr. E. Oh yeah. I think Lucina got a little bit of combo game herself. Not a crazy amount. Usually just a two-hitter quitter. Oh my God! Mr. E knows the matchup too well. He knows the matchup too well.
Yeah, he really does. And again, you were talking about that experience, but I think we're seeing the experience shine through because clearly Mr. Ian Lucina has played against mini Kazuya before. So they kind of have a strategy already when going into this matchup. But with that being said, with the few amount of hits we've actually seen TD get, it did deal a lot of damage to Lucina. They did manage to get one stock, and now it's 2-1. As once again, we're going right back off stage, looking to get that final stock. But TD still able to hold on here.
Yeah, and right now, I'm going to be honest, Mr. E is in a big lead right there. And this is what I said would be the major problem in this matchup, is the fact that Lucina literally just has a wall between her and Kazuya, and it's called her sword. And she will definitely keep you out within that pace. But the rage drive is on deck right here. Gonna get it, and that is going to be a kill by TD, but now he has no more access to rage drive on his last stock, but we are in full rage. Oh my goodness, this could be the combo we needed. Does the wake up get up attack? Very dangerous to do against Kazuya, especially because that could have just ended up very bad. Oh yeah, oh there's a down tilt again. Oh, does the wake up attack again? Not respecting TD at all in these situations. Yep, you're done. What a deep follow right there. The deep follow right there by Mr. E, going deep off stage for that forward air and going to take out TD. And just like that, Fisher is going to take it against Mountain Cat on this week 2 of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think we're also going to have an interview with one of the winners on the Fisher side when we get that ready. But we have to just talk about it. Like Mr. E clearly knows how to deal with that Kazuya matchup by far.
Oh, 100%. And, you can't help but notice that every single stock elimination came from off stage. Whether it was immediately getting the up B into the stage, into platform, and then sending them straight down, or even going so deep off stage and still getting the elimination as well. Like, it really didn't matter where they were off stage. It just seems as though as soon as Kazuya was off stage and out towards the blast zone, it was pretty much done and dusted. That was almost a guaranteed stock every single time. And I got to tell you, it was really impressive watching Mr. E go to work there with Lucina.
Yeah, one of like Kazuya's biggest weaknesses is the fact that he does not have an actual like invincible recovery or up B off stage. He can act out of his up B, which is why it's so strong, but it's still the fact that it does not have invincibility on it. Does make it tough, especially against a character like Lucina, who could then punish you off with her disjointed hitboxes, right? She has back air, forward air that have long reach that Kazuya's Upbeat actually would not even be able to touch her from. And it's also the fact that Upbeat does have a physical hit on it. And you saw that's how Mr. E managed to take one of the stocks was by using Lucina's counter off stage to force a stage spike right there and actually taking care of TD. So just good stuff from them right there, to be honest. Mr. E clearly knowing to take advantage of Kazuya when he's off stage. And yeah, I mean, the Mishima Zaibatsu just wasn't able to get things done this time around, man.
You know what? But I do have to give us a little bit of credit. You know, we said going into this one that Fisher was going to be a force to be reckoned with. And you know what? We were 100% correct. I think we called it on the money. A 2-0 victory in the favor of Fisher College. And you know what? If I'm any other team right now in the ECAC Smash League, I'm going to be keeping my eyes on Fisher College. They came out today and they came out strong. And clearly, this is going to be one of the teams to watch as we move further down into the season. And again, do not be surprised if we start talking about Fisher even heading into the postseason, because this is going to be the team to beat. And right now, I hope every single team in the ECAC is taking notes, because they came out strong, and twice, game number 1 and game number 2, they didn't even make it to their third player. And you know what? I think that speaks volumes to the type of play we're going to see from them for the rest of the season.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, we know Fisher is a dominant force to be recognized, to reckon with, and in general. You see the depth of their lineup. Like, every character is an S tier. And congratulations to Fisher for winning this week 2. Happy casting with you, Captain Atsoga. We will not have an interview tonight, so we'll be closing it out. I'm your man, Acoustics. Captain, it's been a pleasure. Any last words before we head out?
Nothing except that I am just excited to see more Smash Brothers next week. And then also just a friendly reminder for the folks at home is that even though we're done with Smash for this week, there is still Valorant tomorrow. So be sure to tune in to that as well. But as always, it's been a pleasure to be on the desk, and I'm just happy to be here with you, Acoustics.
Happy to be a part of it, Captain. Happy to be a part of it. Peace.